Can y'all hear me now, family? Somebody said no audio. Can y'all hear me now? My brother Tariq Bay said he cannot hear me. Can y'all hear me now, family? It should be good. Hold on. Put in the comment section if you can hear me. Okay. Okay, so we good. We good. We good. Okay, here we go. Here we go. But peace to all the family coming in, man. Drop your city below. Let me know where you're listening from. We about to chop up a lot of good game, a lot of good flavor with the family tonight. Very excited about that. We're going to talk about a lot of current events. First and foremost, family, make sure if you haven't already, you go get the Voice of the Ancestors book series, the best Black history book series out right now. That link is down in the caption below. So make sure you go get that, family. Make sure you go get that. Peace to my guys, Tariq Bay. Peace to Mr. Heck. Peace to Cameron. Was that Cameron Bridges? Shout out to the family coming into the building. Yeah, we about to chop up a lot of good game. Let's get right into it, family. Now, last week, I wanted to talk about this. Last week, our brother Deontay Wilder put up a valiant effort against Tyson Fury, who's a boxer out of the UK. Very talented in boxing in his own right. We give credit where credit is due. Our brother took a L. Our brother, this is the second straight L our brother's taken to Tyson Fury. But our brother took a L nonetheless. But it's a lot we can learn from his L. First of all, shout out to the brother Deontay Wilder. Shout out to Tyson Fury as well. He put up a good fight. He put up a good fight. But it's a lot we can learn from that L. Our brother Deontay Wilder, he's somebody who stands up for our people. He's very vocal about our people, and we salute him for that. We salute him for that. But I want to talk about oftentimes some of the mistakes he makes is some of the mistakes I see many black people make. Okay? Many black people make. Okay. Number one, our brother Deontay Wilder, he has to understand he has to be the best possible version of himself. A lot of times, and what do I mean by that? Our brother came into the fight last week. He added a lot of weight. He added a lot of muscle. But the problem was, our brother Deontay Wilder is not naturally a muscle or big guy. He's a tall guy, but he's a tall and slim guy. He tried to add a lot of muscle. He tried to put on a lot of weight because Tyson Fury is like 6'9", 275. And that was a major problem. See, too many times as a people, we try to out-opponent our opponent. Now, what do I mean by that? We try to use their strengths and weaknesses, and we try to take their strengths and weaknesses and give it to ourselves. Our brother should have came into that fight very slender, very slim, because that's his natural weight. Okay? Be yourself, family. Be yourself. When you operating in war, you have to use, your natural chemistry. You have to go with your natural body languages, things of that nature. Okay? If you're naturally not a big guy, don't try to bulk up for a fight. No, be the best possible version of your natural self. Our brother should have came in that fight very slim and very in shape. Because see, our brother put on all that weight, he put on all that muscle, and then he was tired as hell the whole fight. You dig? Our brother was tired as hell, right? Chris Jackson said, yeah, he was tired as hell the whole fight. Our brother was tired after the third round because he's not used to carrying that weight because that weight ain't meant for him. Okay? And in warfare, you have to be the best possible version of yourself, family. The best possible version of that self. Our brother should have came in around his normal weight, 215, 220. He should have came in excellent shape. He already has God-given power in that right hand, and he should have used that, family, okay? Oftentimes we try to make all these adjustments and we're going to try to out opponent our opponent. Our opponent's big, so we're going to try to come in big. No, bro, be yourself. Okay, because if he was himself, he would have been in better shape. Okay, he would have been a lot faster, and he would have been harder to hit. But our brother came in carrying like 20, 40 extra pounds. He was muscular. He looked strong, but he's always strong. Okay, but he was gassed out. He was tired after the third round. Our brother just showed a tremendous amount of heart to make it to the 11th round. But our brother was really tired out. Yeah, man, you got to listen, man. You got to be your natural self. You got to play to your strengths. Okay, if you're coming into a fight with a big guy, one of the strengths you have, you should be faster than him and you should be in better shape than him. It is no way somebody who is 6'9", 275 pounds should be in better shape than somebody who's 6'7", 240 pounds. They shouldn't be in better shape. Okay. If anything, a long fight should have favored Deontay Wilder. But our brother added all that extra weight. He was down near carrying a weight vest on. I thought he made that mistake last fight, but then he came in and added more weight to himself. So we got to understand that part of war. We got to understand that part of war. Number two, family, in war, when we're talking about strategies of war, you have to have multiple game plans, multiple ways of attacking, family. A lot of us don't understand this. This is bigger than boxing, okay? This is why we always come on here all the times. I tell y'all about having multiple streams of income, not just your job. Your job is cool, but you also need to have real estate. You also need to have stocks. You also need to have crypto. You need to have a little bit of everything. You have to have multiple ways of win. So if your job comes and tells you what we're going to talk about later to get the stab, you don't have to get the stab because you got multiple streams of income. In warfare, you have multiple ways to win. Our brother Deontay Wilder has one way to win. That's his right hand. His right hand is his only way to win. Okay? His right hand is his only way to win. And the thing about really having only one game plan, you can start off doing some good stuff. Because our brother Deontay Wilder, he started off working that body a little bit. He was doing good in the first round. Go back and watch the first round. He was working the body a little bit, but you could tell his game plan was still the right hand. He was just working the body to come upstairs with the right hand. And the problem with that is, once you get in trouble, once he got knocked down, that nigga said, fuck the game plan. He threw the game plan out the window. Shout out to our brother Wilder. Wilder threw the game plan out the window. After he got knocked down, that's when we see what your real game plan is, what you've really been working on. And after that, he was just headhunting. And he caught Fury a couple times, dropped him a couple times. But at the end of the day, that right hand is too predictable. Not to mention, then you combine that with the fact that you're out of shape. So you want to have multiple game plans, okay, family? In war, you want to have multiple game plans. Family, in economics, you want to have multiple game plans. Like I said, multiple streams of income. When it comes to military science, you want to have multiple weapons in your house at your disposal. I always tell the family all the time, you don't just need a pistol. You need more than a pistol. You need a pistol. You need a rifle. You need a shotgun. You need levels of guns. All of them come into different places at certain time periods. All of them have a role to play. You need to be able to survive in any circumstances. Sometimes a pistol ain't gonna get the job done. Sometimes you got to pull out the chopper, as we call it. Okay. Sometimes the chopper it does too much. Sometimes you're gonna need that shotgun. You dig? Sometimes you don't need a gun. Sometimes you just got a pen on your hands. You got to have your hand game right. You have to have multiple ways to win, family. Okay? Multiple ways to win. And this includes my people who are very talented in one subject. Some people are very good with guns. But if they don't have their gun, they getting their ass whooped because they horrible with their hands. Okay? Don't get so spoiled in one category. Our brother Deontay Wilder gets very spoiled with the right hand because he's just knocked everybody out with that right hand. So he like, damn, well, all I got to do is just catch you one time and it's over with. But the problem with that is he catches Fury and Fury's 6'9", 275, and he gets right back up from it. But now he has no other weapon, okay? He has no other weapon. So he hitting him with that shotgun. He hitting him with that buckshot every time, but the buckshot not doing the job. And he don't have no other weapon. He don't have no other form to defeat Fury with. So we got to understand that part of the game, family. You need to have multiple ways to win. And last but not least, after the war is done, you have to know what you did wrong. You have to take your L on the chin because an L is two things, family. A L can either be a loss or it can be a lesson. All my L's are lessons. And how do we determine whether it's a loss or a lesson? Did we learn from it? Did we repeat the same mistakes? Or did we live in denial? Our brother does that a lot. I don't like our brother Deontay Wilder. He makes a lot of excuses. I like our brother Deontay Wilder. One thing I don't like about our brother is he makes a lot of excuses. He makes a lot of excuses. And see, when you make a lot of excuses, you don't look at that L as a true lesson. You don't learn your lesson from it. You dig? See, he should have looked at that second fight and said, okay, man, listen. I came in here too heavy. You dig? I came in here just head hunting with that right hand. I need to make adjustments. But he didn't look at it like that. He started making a lot of excuses. So he said, well, shit, I'm going to do the same thing. He just got lucky that last time. I'm going to do the same thing the next fight, and you got the same result. Okay? So it's two ways to take an L. You can make it a loss or you can make it a lesson, family. Stop making excuses. Be honest with yourself. Be raw with yourself at the end of the day. Okay? Learn from your mistakes, especially in warfare. Learn when to call it quits. Learn when to say, man, let me just step back and try again another day. Okay? We got to learn that part of the game. Yeah, man, we got to learn that part of the game. No, we're gonna talk about our brother Kyrie. We're gonna talk about our brother Kyrie, but it's a lot of stuff. Like I said, we're gonna talk about Kyrie as the main topic. You dig? Why white society and other people fear the Kyrie Irvings of the world? We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that. So come back if you're not patient enough to wait for that. Come back in about 20 minutes. I'm probably gonna be talking about that. Come back in about 20 minutes. I'm probably gonna be talking about that, or you could just catch the replay later on tonight. You dig? But it's a lot of stuff. We gotta touch on all this stuff. I know Kyrie is the hot subject right now, but we gotta touch on all this stuff. Now, did y'all see our brother? We lost one of our brothers. I believe his name was Jelani Day. Now, this brother was believed to be suspectedly, part of the organ harvesting ring they have going on right now. Our brother was a promising doctor. I believe he was out of Illinois. Did y'all see that story about the young black doctor? They found that brother with no eyeballs, no heart, no liver. They had cut out the brother's jaw. Okay? Man, family, listen. And this goes back to being militant, man. We got to be aware of our surroundings. Not saying the brother wasn't, but just for future reference, we got to be aware of our surroundings, and we got to keep that iron on us at all times. Okay? Black people, we need to be three things in this country. We need to always be thinking from three different standpoints. We need to be thinking from a knowledge of self standpoint. We need to know our history, okay, because our history is our best teacher. We also need to be thinking from an economic standpoint. We need to always be making power moves with our money to put ourselves in the best possible position. And we need to always be thinking militarily. Because you can have knowledge of self, you can have a lot of money, but if you have no military science, somebody will just come take it from you. But our brother was found dead, I believe, in one of those rivers in Illinois, and they had just taken all of our brother's organs. And now the police are acting like they don't know what happened. Okay, family, I want y'all to be careful out here because that organ harvesting is very real. Organ harvesting is very real, and I want y'all to be very careful about that. Rest in power to that brother. Shout out to that brother's family. Man, that's a horrible situation, but we got to be real. That's very real, especially they target black people. Remember, black people, we have the original organs. Okay, we are the original human beings. So every time there's a natural disaster, every time a lot of these black folks go missing, when they find these black folks, their organs are missing. Down there in Haiti just had what was that, an earthquake not too long ago, and they were talking about a lot of organ harvesting. That happened in the first Haiti earthquake about a decade ago. All right, so we always got to be careful. Always got to be careful. And this is why I'm not a fan of putting donor on my driver's license or anything like that. I'm not a fan of making that known to the system. If you want to donate your organs, if something was to happen to you, what I would do is I would put it in my will. Put in my will, seal it up. It's not on public record or nothing like that. Put it in my will, put it in my safe or whatever. Okay? Get it notarized or whatever. But don't put that shit on your driver's license or nothing like that. Because I'm a believer. Let me put on the 10-4 kufi. Let me put on my 10-4 kufi. I'm a believer that makes you a target. Y'all can call me conspiracy theory or whatever. I don't believe in putting that on your license. If you want to donate your organs or say, hey, man, if something was to happen to me, somebody can have my organs, my heart, my lungs, X, Y, and Z, put it in your will. Put it in your will so it's not public record. You dig? So we got to be very careful with how we move. Got to be militant at all times, family. Got to be militant at all times. Now, let me talk about one more thing before I get into the Kyrie situation. Have y'all seen this, family? Let me see real quick. 1 second. Have y'all seen this? I found this to be very interesting. I found this to be very interesting. Let me share my screen. Share. This came out, and again, this is fitting with the agenda that's going on right now. Okay, this is fitting with the agenda to let you know this is real. DC Comics' new Superman comes out as bisexual in upcoming issue. Okay, have y'all seen this? DC Comics' new Superman comes out as bisexual in upcoming issue. Okay, the agenda's real out here. For all the Negroes who sit up here, hey man, this ain't no agenda. They ain't trying to out here, they ain't trying to target your kids. Okay. Every time we look up, they're doing something specifically dedicated to the kids. Okay. Now, how family, and I always ask this question, how are you going to explain to a kid what a bisexual person is? How do you explain that to a 4 or 5-year-old? All they see is the images. All right. DC Comics comes out with new Superman as bisexual. All right, this is real, family. This is real. Now remember, hold on. Remember the other month, when was this? The other month, this was August. This was 2 months ago. Batman's sidekick, Robin, comes out as bisexual in the new DC comic series. Okay? So they're slowly but surely pushing the LGBTQ agenda. You dig? Slowly but surely. And if you don't remember, family, if you don't remember, let me stop sharing my screen. If you don't remember, family, a few months before the Robin came out as bisexual, they had a thing with the Proud family. Okay? The Proud family, they're going to be rebooting the Proud family and adding LGBTQ characters. Okay? How is the stream, family? Is the stream clear? Is it chopping up, or are we good? Is the stream chopping up, or are we good, family? Huh? Let me know, family. Is the stream chopping up, or is we good? Is it coming through clear? Because I don't want it to be freezing. Let me know in the comment section. Let me know if it's good. I don't want it to be freezing. Somebody put good in the comment section, or let me know what's up. Okay, somebody said we good. Good. But a few months ago, they came out with the Proud Family reboot, and they're adding LGBTQ characters. And the interesting thing about that, the Proud Family already had an LGBTQ character in the original one. Now, he wasn't kind of openly about it. He wasn't flaming everywhere, but everybody knew he was pretty much LGBTQ. But they found it need be to add 2 or 3 more characters. And notice what they're doing, family. Notice what they're doing. They're going after classic comic book characters now. Because a lot of people have been saying, myself included, listen, man, if you want to add LGBT superheroes, just create a new one. Create a new superhero and just make them LGBTQ. Why you got to go back and redo the classics? And see, the problem with that is a lot of people around the country are starting to scream with their children's watch. So they're not familiar with these new superheroes, so they got them watching the classics. You got your kids watching the Superman, the Batman, the old classics you used to watch. Spider-Man, okay, X-Men, the Proud Family, old shows that you grew up on. And they understand that. They're saying, well, damn, if we come out with an LGBTQ character, a lot of people aren't really even attached to these characters. These are new characters. So we got to go back and redo the classics. That's why they keep going back, and now they redoing Superman and Robin. Unnecessary shit, okay, to fit in that agenda. Yeah, you said that's the reason why you're not watching a reboot. Yeah, you got to understand, family, we're going to have to start buying the DVDs. Matter of fact, we're going to have to start doing what we should have been doing, which is supporting Black comic books, okay? Our brother has a good one, Black Sand Entertainments. You dig? Some family sent me, hold on. Somebody sent me this one the other day. Beautiful Queen Miss Parker sent me this the other day. This is about the Orishas. Beautiful comic book. See, we can support our own people. We don't have to continue to feed into the garbage. Okay? Beautiful illustrations. This is about the Orisha. Your children need to know about the Orisha anyway, because shit, the Orisha make up the whole Disney pantheon. Okay, Ogun is Logan. Okay, Thor is Shango. All these things our kids need to know anyway. So we got to start supporting our own. This is Miss Lola Parker. Okay, Miss Lola Parker. Oshun in Ogun's forest. See, we got to start supporting our own anyway. You dig? Because it's getting out of hand. We're going to have to really start streaming what we want. Yeah, Black Lightning's okay. You know, they're getting kind of crazy a little bit with the LGBTQ, but hey, it's a decent show. It's a decent show. Shout out to Black Lightning. It's a decent show. You dig? I just don't like when shows try to start spinning into the black struggle is really the LGBT struggle. I don't like that. See, that's what happened with Dear White People. And Dear White People, their director or something has come out over the last few days. They've been trying to cancel Dave Chappelle. By the way, Netflix, hold on one second. Netflix, let me remove this real quick. Okay. But by the way, Netflix has come out and said that they're not taking down that Dave Chappelle stuff. You dig? They're going to keep that up because, see, white people understand they've unleashed a monster and now they can't stop it. Remember, white people are at negative birth rate. They can't afford for motherfuckers to be walking around here on an LGBT strong agenda. They can't afford for white males and white females not to be procreating. They're already at negative birth rate. So now the people at Netflix are taking a strong stance against, and a lot of people are acting surprised. The LGBTQ community is shook right now, family. See, they've been bullying people the last decade. But now this is the first time they've kind of hit a wall. They're used to snapping their fingers and shit just falling in line, but it's a problem now. You dig? It's a problem now. Shout out to all the family. Family, hit that like button while you're in here. Hit that like button down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. But that's why we're going to have to start supporting our own when it comes to these comic books and things of that nature. This is why I want to get into the film industry next year. You did. We don't want to just complain about it. I already wrote books and things of that nature. We want to start being proactive. We want to start being proactive. Now let's get to the main topic at hand today. The topic that many people you tuned in to see. Let me get a squig of water real quick. Got to stay hydrated. Let's get into the main topic, family. And as you see the title of this video, why do so many people, why they fear the Kyrie Irvings of the world? Why do they fear the Kyrie Irvings of the world? Okay. And the Kyrie Irving in previous times, he was considered the uppity Negroes. These are the people they consider the hoteppers. These are conscious black people that think for themselves, both men and women. So a lot of people have been attacking our brother Kyrie Irving. If you don't know, you dig? If you don't know, our brother Kyrie Irving has taken a stand. Our brother has said, listen, man, I'm not taking that stab. I'm not going to say the word because if I say the word, the algorithm will pick it up. But our brother Kyrie Irving said, I'm not taking that stab. If you don't know what the stab is, it's the V word. I'm talking about the V word. Okay? And they've been trying to dangle carrots in front of our brother's face. They've been trying to, oh, Lord, Kyrie, we're going to take away that check now. They do the same thing with black people every time, especially entertainers and athletes. They start dangling jobs and threatening their money. And you got Negroes out here talking about you ain't going to be able to play basketball. What you going to do without basketball? The slave mentality. And it's not working with our brother Kyrie. Now, our brother Kyrie follows Voice of the Ancestors, if you don't know. He follows the page. So I knew our brother was on something different. Okay? He understands that he's more than just an athlete. But they've been out here trying to attack our brother. And let me pull this up because I thought this was very telling. Let me share my screen. Let me do a little reaction. Because a lot of people, and especially the Negro minions out here, now we understand that white people, family, white people have never liked the conscious black man because the conscious black man exposes the fraud that is white masculinity, which is white supremacy. Okay, the black man most exposes that fraud. He's the original man. You always got to cheat to win. He dominates you in damn near every physical activity. That's why they go crazy. When a Fury defeats Deontay Wilder, they go crazy. That is like, nigga, winning the Super Bowl for white folks, because that shit never happens. That never happens. That's why, goddamn, I went to the grocery store after the Fury fight, and there was no mayonnaise in the damn Walmart. You see what I'm saying? They go crazy. That's like their Super Bowl. So we understand that hatred. That's just about genetic annihilation for them. But why do so many Negro minions speak out against the Kyrie Irvings of the world? Let's hear from some of the Negro minions, okay? Let's hear from some of the Negro minions. Let me share my screen real quick. Okay, family. Let me share my screen with real quick. Now, this is Stephen A. Smith and Marcus Spears. This is them on ESPN. Listen to this coonery and listen to this buffoonery, family. This coonery and buffoonery is outrageous. Now, check this out. Uh-oh, hold on 1 second, family. 1 second, let me.
The voice for the voiceless, right? We sitting here as three black men. And when I hear voice for the voiceless, I think about things that are being imposed on people that relates to underserving, relates to discrimination, relates to work environments that don't allow you to fully reach your potential. COVID ain't racist.
Lord.
COVID ain't nothing that somebody said, hey, you need to stop getting people sick and ill and causing them to die from circumstances of having to deal with COVID-19. So I don't necessarily understand who are you speaking for when you say that these vaccine mandates, you're raising a voice for the voiceless. I don't understand that. Like when I don't understand, Lord, voiceless, I think about all of the issues that we've talked about, not only in the NBA. Stephen A., you've talked about black coaches in the NBA. You've talked about black people in leadership. We got this ongoing discussion about how the diversity and inclusion needs to be a real thing instead of being on pamphlets and things just being said and structure in the NFL. I just don't understand this one. This one bothers me, and I'm with you, Molly, on something you said. Like COVID not worried about Kyrie if he voiceless or has a voice. Like I tell y'all again.
All right. Now listen, let's break this down, family. Let's break this down real quick. Let's be clear. Number one, oftentimes these Negroes, they like to get up here, and the way they attack the Kyrie Irvings or the so-called conscious black man or woman is they always have to start off with lies. Our brother Kyrie Irving never said COVID was racist. He never said that. So they always start off deflecting. They have to deflect off the issue. Okay? They always have to deflect on the issue, off the issue. They also have to play dumb. Deflect and play dumb. This is something they get from white supremacists. White supremacists do this all the time. They do this all the time. They play dumb. Oh my God, I didn't know niggers were getting killed like this. Oh my God, I didn't know the police beat up black people. They just act naive to it. Oh my God. Or they start deflecting when we point out obvious situations of racism, they start talking about black on black crime. Okay? So now he's deflecting. Kyrie, what do you mean COVID is racist? Kyrie never said COVID was racist. That's a deflection, family. Now he's also playing dumb, talking about what does he mean, the voice for the voiceless. Our brother Kyrie is talking about the people who have lost their jobs because they won't get the vaccine. Oh shit, I done messed up and said the vaccine. But fuck it, it is what it is. Because they won't get the vaccine. That's the people he's talking about. That's the people he's talking about. And he knows that. But they have to play dumb. Now they don't know I don't know what he means now. Okay? I don't know what he means. He's also, our brother Kyrie is also highlighting the thousands of people, okay, who have come out and spoken against the vaccine. The doctors, people who work at the CDC, former directors of the CDC, our brothers like brother Reza Islam, who have been silenced, who have been kicked off social media platforms for going against the popular narrative. That's what he's talking about, family. Let's be clear. Let's be clear, family. So these Negroes like to get up here and play dumb, like they don't know what he's talking about. You dig? They don't know what I don't really know what he's talking about. And he's talking about some COVID. COVID don't care if you want to be the voice for the voiceless. Let's be real. COVID don't care if you got the vaccine. Last time I checked, according to the CDC, YouTube, if you want it, go check it out. Because YouTube is also one of these platforms that censors people. If you go against the popular narrative. The CDC says the vaccine don't stop you from getting COVID. It don't stop you from spreading COVID. So what do you mean COVID don't care if you want to be the voice for the voiceless? COVID don't care about shit. It don't care if you got the vaccine. It don't care if you tell everybody to take it. They can still get it. They can still get it. They can still spread it. Let's be clear. Okay, that stab ain't stopping nothing, Negro. So you over here trying to look smart. Oh, COVID don't care about if you the voice for the voiceless. COVID don't care about shit. COVID don't care if you want everybody to take that stab either. It don't care about that stab. You can still get it. That's been proven. Not to mention, we don't know the long-term side effects, which many doctors have been pointing out. There was a doctor down here, family, in Atlanta. This is something they don't tell you. It was a doctor down here, I believe he worked at Piedmont Hospital. But he walked out. He said, we don't know the long-term side effects of it. I refuse to take the stab. These are stories they're not promoting because they love to act like the conscious black man. They love to put our stuff, our scholarship in the realm of conspiracy. They always say that. Whenever we have an opinion, the Kyries of the world, it's conspiracy then. Oh, no, that's conspiracy theory. What about all these doctors? It's a lot of doctors, family. There are a lot of nurses who are choosing to walk away from their job rather than get that stab. But they ain't interviewing them on MSNBC. They ain't interviewing them on CNN. Okay? So let's be clear. They like to deflect and they like to play dumb when it comes to the conscious black man. You dig? Because they fear actually dealing with what he's saying. They fear the knowledge, wisdom, and information he's coming with, especially these Negro minions. Because see, what you're doing is you messing up their spot in the good house. You messing up their spot in the good house. But let's continue. Let's continue, family.
I had an aunt that spent 3 months in the hospital, touch and go for 2 months. This is not anything I heard about or read about. This is something that I absolutely saw. Not only drain on her, drain on her children, drain on my mother, who is a sister, and the family. And not one time did I think that if somebody was to mandate this vaccine, that it would have to be a situation where you had to have an athlete stand up and say, I want to represent the people that don't want to take a vaccine that are losing their positions. Man, these companies don't care about that.
Oh, gosh.
Like, who are you being a voice for? If you're being a voice for people that are
Coon
not
talk
choosing
alert.
to take a vaccine, that work for companies that are saying we want a vaccine mandate, that's the bottom line.
Oh,
that is their right. We work for ESPN. We work for Disney. We have a vaccine mandate at this company. And it is simple as this. If you don't want to take it, you will no longer have a job.
Okay. Let's break this down. This is more coon talk, family. This is more coon talk. This is this whole thing. Kyrie, why you stirring up all this good trouble? Why you getting in all this good trouble? Ain't no real change gonna come from this. That's that coon talk. Why are you going against the system? Let me tell y'all something, black folks. And I tell y'all this all the time. This is the thing that Negro minions and coons can't see, Sambos can't see. We have the power. Let me tell you something about the bottom line, because when he talks about the bottom line, he's talking about the money. 90% of the NBA is black. If 90% of them players said, listen, man, we not taking that stab, I guarantee you should have started shaking with the quickness. With the quickness. Because at the end of the day, I would challenge anybody, name 2 or 3 NBA owners. You can't even name them. Nobody comes to the game to see none of these old wrinkled white men play basketball. They come to see the young superstar black athletes who make up the face of the league. Let's be clear. This whole thing where we ain't got no power. You do have power if you come together collectively. Okay? If you say, listen, man, our bottom line will be affected. You'll lose money, but guess who will lose even more money? And this is what they never talk about. Yeah, Kyrie might be losing millions, but the owner's possibly losing billions. Because a lot of people this season not going to go to the game because their favorite player is Kyrie. Kyrie is somebody with damn near 13 million Instagram followers. This is going to affect ad placement. This is going to affect people who come to the game. This is going to affect jersey sales. Oh, the bottom line will get shaken on both sides. Okay? But Coon talks to you, oh, we ain't got no power now. You can't go against the league. The league too powerful. Only reason the NBA is something is because black players made it something. Let's be clear. If it wasn't for black NBA players, who would be watching the NBA? Ain't nobody out there trying to see Andre Karolinko and John Parker lay the ball up. Okay? Let's be clear. The league is as popular as it is now because black players made it that way. It was the Jordans who boosted the ratings and made NBA worldwide. The Magic Johnsons. Okay? Let's be clear. Every now and then they sprinkle a little salt in there. You get your Luka Doncic's of the world. You get your Dirk Nowinski's. You get your Larry Birds. But the majority of the ingredients are black. And if you take away them ingredients, that shit don't taste the same. Let's be clear. The NBA ain't the same. So we got to stop with this coon talk. Like, ain't got no power now. We ain't got no power. Yeah, Mark Cuban may be the only one. And the only reason people know Mark Cuban is because he kind of on a lot of black networks. And he got other little things, okay? I think he got Shark Tank and he was on our Good Brothers. What is our Good Brother's name? Earn Your Leisure. You did? But ain't nobody coming to the game to see Mark Cuban play. The game is as popular as it is today because black players. And just like that Negro just said in the video, this is another reason why they fear and they're mad at Kyrie. Many black people, family, in the entertainment industry, in sports, did not want to take that stab. They did not want to take that stab, but they dangled them dollars in front of their face and their spine got a little shaky and they bent over. That's why they're mad at the Kyries. Well, I didn't want to take the stab either, but I took it. You need to take it too. No, Negro. Don't punish me because you didn't have a spine, because you didn't have the audacity to stand up for yourself and say, listen, I'm going to put my morals and principles above all these other mandates. Don't get mad at our brother Kyrie. And see, that's always been like that, okay? It's always been like that. Negroes who get mad at the enslaved who ran from the plantation. You know, well, fuck that nigga. That nigga got away. I had to come out here and pick. Why he ain't had to pick? Okay, that's coon talk. But let's continue because it gets better, family. Lord have mercy, it gets better. Let's see what else these Negroes have to say. Let me go ahead and fast forward because I don't want to spend too much time, family. Don't want to spend too much time. But these Negroes were doing a lot of shaking and baking. You dig? A lot of tap dancing. But here's the head coon of them all. This is Uncle Steven. Uncle Steven, let's see what Uncle Steven has to say.
But shut the hell up. Ain't nobody trying to hear that either.
Okay? Here it comes.
Here's the bottom line.
Here he comes with the black exploitation talk.
What you went to last, Marcus, when you talked about Kyrie Irving has earned over $200 million in his career, probably more. Here's the reality. That's really why you're taking this position. You see, this is the kind of stuff that annoys me. And I remember,
Lord,
I've said this on numerous occasions when people were talking about, you got players that come into the league and they talk about keeping it real, being authentic and all of this other stuff. And I remember when one player, I brought up how he rolled up in the draft. And you rolled up in the draft, and you had on suits and your hair was cut just nice and you were looking sharp as hell and the whole stuff. Why? Because you were trying to get your money. Then once you got your money, now you want to tell everybody about being real.
Lord.
And potentially compromising their bottom line because you no longer have to be concerned about yours. See, that's where the selfishness comes in here.
Lord, family. Let me play this back for the Negroes. This is a great teaching moment because this shows you in 2021, slavery is still alive. Negro minions, coons, and tap dancers are still alive and well. Let me play that back. Listen to this coon talk. This is coon Talk, family. Hold
Kyrie
on.
Irving has earned over $200 million in his career, probably more. Here's the reality. That's really why you're taking this position. You see, this is the kind of stuff that annoys me. And I remember
It annoys
I've
him.
said this on numerous occasions when people were talking about, you got players that come into the league and they talk about keeping it real, being authentic and all of this other stuff. And I remember when one player, I brought up how he rolled up in the draft. And you rolled up in the draft, you had on suits and your hair was cut just nice and you were looking sharp as hell and the whole stuff. Why? Because you were trying to get your money. Then once you got your money, now you want to tell everybody about being real and potentially compromising their bottom line because you no longer have to be concerned about yours. See, that's where the selfishness comes in here.
Okay, let's break this down, because this is what slavery and Negro minions and niggas who are on the plantation. Is there a plant? Where my up north family? Is there a plantation still alive and well up north? Okay, in the Jersey, New York area. I think they film out of Bristol, Connecticut. Is there a plantation that didn't get that damn Emancipation Proclamation papers yet? Lord have mercy. This nigga said he is selfish for doing what he's supposed to do. Family, here's a little news flash. You're supposed to go into an establishment, go into a corporation, go into a job, get your paper, stack your paper, and be able to move independent of them if they do something you don't like. That's what you're supposed to do. That doesn't make you selfish. That doesn't make you selfish. See, for the Negroes like Stephen A. Smith, they have the mindset, well, Massa paying me a lot of money, so that means he owns me. That means when he says jump, I got to jump. But Lord, he paying me all this money. Huh? When Master say take that stab, I'm gonna take that stab because he paying me all this money. Then you have individuals like us, like the Kyries of the world, who say, yeah, Master paying me all this money, but I'm gonna stack this money and use it to buy my freedom paper so I can move independently and do my own thing. Negro, that's what you're supposed to do. That's what you're supposed to do, family. He's not selfish because he used them how they used him. Huh? This man made over $200 million in the league. He was supposed to stack that money, put it in assets, put it in investments. So if the day comes where he had to walk away from the game, he'll be better off and he can move independently. But according to Negroes like Stephen A. Smith, if they pay you a lot of money, that means they own you. This is a slave mentality, family. This is a slave mentality. If somebody pays you all that money, you're supposed to do whatever they say do, even if it's outside the realm of what they're paying you for. They don't pay Kyrie to get the stab. They don't pay him for that. They pay him to play basketball. What he does with his personal life, what he accepts, that's him. That's him. That ain't got nothing to do with the money he makes. But see, for Negroes like Stephen A., they're for sale, family. You dig? They're for sale. That's amazing. I've never heard nothing like that. I take that back. I have heard something like that. But the audacity for these coon Negroes to say something like that on TV. And he's trying to be intellectual with it. He's selfish now. And like I said, this happened during enslavement, family. You had Negroes who used to try to stack their money. They get money. We get some paper. We working jobs. We saving up our coins for our freedom papers. And you got niggas on the side hating. No, why you stacking? Why you trying to buy your free? Why you trying to run away? We're better than what we got here. Master he done gave us all this food, all these butter biscuits. What's better than what we got here? You just need to fall in line now. You need to fall in line. This is coon talk. Okay? This is real. And see, we got the game messed up, and this is one of the side effects. This type of talk is one of the side effects of integration. This is one of the side effects of integration. I respect Dr. King. I love Dr. King because I believe Dr. King was doing what he thought was best at the time. But understand this, family. Integration harmed us more than it helped us. We got to go ahead and call that spade a spade. It harmed us more than it helped us. Because, see, it used to be a time before the 60s where Black people, we looked at a job, we look at work as a way to get our coins up so we can independently go and do our own thing. Because remember, we couldn't go into white grocery stores. We couldn't go into white restaurants. Okay? We couldn't depend on white people to do for us. So we had to take our little money that we get from them, use it, save it, invest it, buy lands, buy different things in order to build our own. So we can own it and control it and not be dependent upon them. But now in 2021, the mentality for many Black people is the Stephen A. Smith mentality. You go to the job, you work at the job now to be comfortable. You don't work at the job now to take their little wealth and resources and multiply it into your own shit that you control and own. No, people go to the job now to be comfortable. Okay? To sit there, trick off their little money on the weekend and just come back and sell their labor the next week. That's what the Stephen A. Smith does. See, these Negroes don't stand for nothing. Nothing, family. They believe because somebody pays me a lot of money, they own me now. Now I have to sacrifice my morals and principles for a basketball game because massa paying me. We got to get off that mentality, family. This is why I tell all my brothers and sisters, man, listen, you working a 9 to 5, you need to be learning the ins and outs of your 9 to 5, learning how they run business, how they do business. You need to be taking your coins you make from your job and trying to put it in assets that's going to multiply your wealth. We talked about that earlier in the strategies of war. You dig? Multiple streams of income. You need to be investing. So when the day comes that they say, listen, man, Brother Chase, we need you to take that stab. Brother Chase, we need you to put on this dress. You got FU money. See, our brother Kyrie has FU money. He has FU money because he was smart and strategic with his money. He went out here smiling in white folks' face, believing the BS that they push. He went out here doing that. He was out here saying, listen, man, let me stack my coins, let me put it on the side, let me make these smart investments. I'm making all this money. So when the time comes, because it's always going to come, family. Let's be clear. When you're working at that corporate society, they got to buck break you, especially if you're a Black man. When that time comes, I can walk away and refuse the buck breaking because I've saved up my coins, I've invested my coins, and I made smart moves. That's what you're supposed to do. That's not being selfish. That's being strategic and smart. Only a coon who's on the plantation thinks that's selfish. But let's continue. Lord, because he goes into another rant.
The selfishness also comes in here when you're talking about leaving your teammates hanging. And all I'm saying is at the end of the day, when you talk about avoid.
This is the mindset of the coons, family. This is the mindset of the coons. Stephen A. is more worried about the basketball game and his teammates, the cotton pickers on the plantation, and this brother standing up for his morals and principles. Incredible.
Listen, Kyrie spoke to the media, Jay. He said it's a privacy matter. That's what he said. He had an opportunity to explain himself. He continues to get opportunities to explain himself. But he's saying, excuse me, it's a privacy matter. Respect my privacy. So what voice is he talking about?
And this is before he went on the Instagram Live yesterday, family. So this is before he went on the Instagram Live yesterday.
Can I ask you a quick question on this one, man?
Sure.
And I'm pro-vaccine. I've taken the vaccine. I'm double vaxxed.
So am I.
But you said that he's selfish. Doesn't he have the right to be selfish and do what he wants?
Now listen to this, family. Our brother Jay Willis, his brother said, listen, man, don't he have the right to be selfish? We talking about his personal well-being. This ain't about basketball no more. Listen to the coon talk.
He hasn't said anything.
Time out.
He hasn't
Time
out. He hasn't said that. He hasn't came out and said that other people should not. He hasn't said anything at all.
I'm answering your question. Of course he has the right. That's the part that annoys me.
Did you hear that? Of course, Kyrie has the right to make his own personal choice, but that's the part that annoys Stephen A. See, that's the part that annoys these coon Negroes. The fact that this nigga can leave Massa's plantation at will. He shouldn't be able to do that. He shouldn't be able to do that. Let me play that one more time. That's the part that annoys him. Listen.
I'm answering your question. Your question. Of course he has the right. That's the part that annoys me. When people say he has a right, you act like us criticizing him is us saying he doesn't have the right. He does have the right, but he also has the right to be called out for it. Just like somebody has the right to be real. Well, guess what? There's various levels of real. You can be real stupid. You can be real dumb. You can be real selfish. You can be real hypocritical. There's a whole...
Okay, and here's the deflate. Now he's all off board, and I actually agree with him on that. It is various levels of real. You can be real coonish too, real Sambo-ish too.
Bunch of levels of realness out there in the real world. Nobody is questioning Kyrie's right to take the position that he's taken. What I'm talking about is a person that loves the game of basketball, that's looking forward to the Brooklyn Nets trying to win a championship. I can't believe...
Again, it goes back to the plantation. He's still talking about championships. Forget your personal well-being. Forget your health, family. Forget your morals. Forget your principles. It's about basketball, because basketball for Negroes should be above their morals and principles. Basketball should be above your people, Negroes. This is the Stephen A. Smith mentality. It's about a championship. Give a damn about no damn championship.
Believe that you're sitting here, and then he brings up research and all of this other stuff. Well, damn it, it's almost more than 19 months that this pandemic has been going on. How much research do you need? We've heard players bringing up research and how they're going to talk to their teammates as if their teammate is an epidemiologist or somebody. There's certain things that are just ridiculous, and that needs to be said.
Okay, so it's certain things, this is Coon Smith. It's certain things that are just ridiculous, family. You heard it. In 2021, we have live slave talk. I might put that in my next book. Secret recordings of slaves. Okay? This is a 21st century slave, family. He's mad. He's mad that Kyrie has the right to walk away. Okay? He's talking about, well, you got a chance to win a championship. Who gives a damn about a damn championship? We gotta really push that on our black athletes, family, because many of our black athletes unfortunately listen to crap like that. Many black athletes think that football, that basketball, and I was a former football player, so I know the mentality. I used to have the mentality. You dig? Until I woke up and got some knowledge of self. Many of our athletes think that football is above it all. Basketball is above it all. Baseball is above it all. And nothing to sacrifice your ability to play the game. Don't let no politics, don't let your people dying in the streets get in the way. Don't let a stab get in the way. Just do it in order to play the game, because Negro, that's what you were put on earth to do. You were put on earth to be an athlete, according to them. So you sacrifice all of that to be an athlete. This is Coon Babble, family. This is Coon Babble in 2021. I need y'all to understand that, family. I need y'all to understand that. And notice again why they always try to shame the conscious black man, the Kyrie Irvings of the world, into submission. They try to shame them into doing what they want. Number one, they can't deal with our brother Kyrie intellectually. They can't deal with anybody. The reason Islams, myself, brothers and sisters like y'all, they can't really answer your questions, so they just have to shame you. He was talking about doing your research. Notice they never have any people who are, hold on one second. They never have any people who are anti-stab on their shows. Okay? Instead, they say they need to be silenced. This is why many black people aren't trusting the system anyway. Notice they don't bring up the hundreds of years of medical malpractice on the black community. This is another reason why brothers like Kyrie are not taking it. And I know this for a fact. Okay? They never bring that up. Then they love to hit us with I saw Joy Reid. It was somebody else the other day. Who was it? What's the lady's name that was coming after Kobe after he died? I think it's Gail. She was talking about all the black doctors. They love to hit us with the black doctors. Family, understand this, black people. History is our best teacher because history gonna steer you in the right direction. Remember, the Tuskegee experiment, the chief coordinator for the Tuskegee experiment was a black woman. That means nothing. They love to talk about, oh, all these black doctors. You think all these black doctors stupid? That's just stupid. All these black doctors telling you to take it. Nigga, it was a black coordinator for the Tuskegee experiments, Miss Rivers. Look her up. Look up Miss Rivers, family. This is something they don't tell you about the Tuskegee experiment. Remember, our ancestors, we don't give our ancestors enough credit for being socially conscious. Remember, our ancestors, yeah, they might have been sharecroppers, but they were taking that sharecropper money. They were saving up so they could go buy them some land and work their own land. Okay? Our ancestors didn't allow white folks to come around them and sell them no dream. They knew that. So they had to send other Negroes, or they had to send the Stephen A. Smiths around them to come with the jive talk, the yo talk. One of the chief recruiters for the Tuskegee experiment was Miss Rivers. All right? For 40 years, she was recruiting black men and testing black men, telling them lies like, oh, you just got bad blood, seeing what the syphilis would do for them. Now, we understand that she was just a puppet, but she was used in a strategic way. So you think they're not doing that with any of these black doctors now? I'm just asking questions, you two. I'm just asking questions. I don't want to get too deep. You think they're not doing that with black doctors now? They're not sending you black faces to show you a black face and say, hey man, this is good because Kosmiki or all these black doctors approved of it. Hell, it was a black woman who approved of what was going on at Tuskegee. That means nothing, family. And they understand that. That's why they have to make up BS talking points. And see, like I say, the Kyries of the world, they scare them. They have always feared the conscious black man, the so-called Hotepper. That's why all they do in order to debunk us is try to shame us into doing stuff. I saw some Negro man, Kyrie, he's so woke, he sleep. He's so stupid. They can't never deal with what he's saying on an intellectual level. They can't never bring the Reza Islam, all these doctors from the CDC and XYZ who are speaking out against it. They can never bring them on a public platform and say, hey, man, let's debate it. Let's debate it. And another thing, you got Negroes out here, the other shaming tactic they're trying to do with our brother Kyrie, and I will put up the video, but it might start acting crazy. You dig? I'm already getting too heavy. Another shaming tactic they try to do with the conscious brothers and sisters is they try to act like we're feeding the right. They've been doing that with our brother Kyrie lately as well. Have y'all been seeing that, family? Oh, the same people that told LeBron to shut up and dribble is the only ones supporting Kyrie. No, that's not. That's cap. That's cap. There are many black people out here supporting Kyrie. And we didn't vote for no Trump. We didn't vote for Jim Crow Joe either, who's no better. You dig? Again, shaming tactics. Joy Reid got her ass up there and she's talking about the same people who supporting Kyrie is the Trump supporters. No, they're not. They brothers like myself. You dig? Who say that stab shouldn't be forced on anybody. And I keep telling y'all, the Republicans and the Democrats, they're two veins on the same snake. Neither party ain't shit. Okay? Neither party. Both of them use athletes and entertainers to their advantages. When an athlete or entertainer is saying something positive for the Republicans, they use them. But when they're not saying nothing, it's shut up and dribble. Same thing with the Democrats. Don't let them fool you with that. Because I saw our brother Shannon Sharp got up there and said that the same people that's telling Kyrie to go ahead, they the same people talking about some shut up and dribble. Democrats do the same damn thing. Okay? They'll have the Cardi B's of the world, the Nicki Minaj's of the world, when it's time to vote, having them out here talking about listen, Nicki Minaj told you to vote. Cardi B told you to vote. Killer Mike told you to vote. But the moment they say something against the Democratic Party, oh, now they're stupid. Both of them do the same damn thing because they're the same party. Never forget, family, when they talk about all that right wing, left wing, it's the same damn bird. Every bird got a right wing and a left wing. And both of them wings going in the same damn direction. Remember that, family, which is systematic white supremacy. So we have to be aware. We have to be aware because we still have Negro minions out here in 2021 with the coon talk. With the coon talk. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yeah, I already came out with Voice of the Ancestors Volume 3. We talked about this. This is why in my book, Voice of the Ancestors Volume 1, we talked about the religion of white supremacy. We talked about the religion of white supremacy because understand, these niggas like Stephen A. Smith family, they're puppets. Who we want to attack is the puppeteers. Who we want to attack is the puppeteers. Okay, best believe they see our brother 19 Keys posted a picture with Kyrie the other day. They see the audience and the crowd Kyrie is hanging around, and they're very nervous about that. They're very nervous about that because they know they can't debunk any information. The Negro minions are only so valuable. You dig? So they have to try to shame you into doing something. But that's what we talked about in the first rule of white supremacy is deception. They have to be very deceptive. They have to deflect. They have to play dumb. They have to try to shame you into doing something. They have to try to shame you into believing that basketball is more important than your morals and principles. And we're not going for that, family. We're not going for that at all. So black folks, man, listen, man. We got to stay woke. We got to stay solid. We got to keep pushing forward. We should operate in three levels of thinking, three forms of thinking. We should always be thinking from a knowledge of self standpoint. We should be thinking about our history because our history is our best teacher. Okay? Everything they're doing to us now, they did to us previously. These little attack by Negro minions, they've always done that in the past. They've always had Negroes get out here, paid opposition to get out here and say, hey, man, we need to do this. Because they understand if it was a white boy out here saying it, he would be shamed. Okay, we would clearly see through that. So they use their Negro minions. This is why knowledge of self is important. We got to know our history. Economics is secondly important. We got to have FU money. Your goal should be, family, if you're working a 9 to 5, your goal should be on that 9 to 5 to take some of those proceeds and use it to form alternative streams of income. That should be your goal, like the Kyries of the world. See, another reason why these Negro minions, they're really on Kyrie, because Kyrie's fucking it up for them. See, Kyrie's really exposing them. He's exposing the spine they don't have because, see, they didn't want to take it, but they were forced to take it, and they couldn't give up that check. He's also messing up the bag for them because a lot of white folks are saying, damn, we didn't pay all this nigga all this money. Now he don't really have to do what we say because we gave him so much money for his talents, okay? So he's messing up the bag for them. That's why Stephen A and them are going so hard. Because, see, this messing up they little trinkets, they little butter biscuits. Because now white folks are going to say, hey, man, shit, we can't be paying these niggas all this money. Because they get uppity. Okay, they get woken up and then we can't control them. Okay, so economics is very important. You working at 9 to 5, family, you got to be putting some coins to the side. Putting them in other assets. Putting them in stocks. Putting them in crypto. Put them in real estate. Using it to fund your own business. Okay, this is not optional. Multiple streams of income is not optional. I don't care if you do like your job. It's not optional, family. This is things we need to learn from our ancestors. See, our ancestors, they didn't have no option, no choice. So they had no choice but to see the reality of what it was. See, they couldn't even go in the white corporation. They couldn't go in the white grocery store. You dig? White supermarket, white restaurant. So they were taking their little coins. They had to pay their little bills, but then the rest of them coins, they were stocking up and saving up and saying, shit, nigga, I'm finna buy my freedom papers when I get a chance. Dig, I'm finna get them 2 acres of land across the street. And I'm gonna work my own land. Okay? My ancestors did that. Okay? In Starville, Mississippi, we still have hundreds of acres of lands from where my ancestors, John McGee, was stacking up land. He was a machinist. Very powerful brother in Starville, Mississippi. He was a machinist, did that blue collar type work, but he was stacking up bread. And every time he got a little bit, he'll add acres to it. He'll add acres to it. Now, when you step foot on Blackjack Road in Starville, Mississippi, right outside the campus of Mississippi State, that shit is pretty much all ours because of the sacrifices my ancestors made. That's what you're supposed to do with the bread. Don't let no Negro like Stephen A. Smith tell you you're selfish if you're taking your money and filling it into the other assets so you'll have more options to walk away from the game. to do what you want to do, to be a man. Okay? That's what everybody should be doing, family. Building generational wealth. Building FU money. That's the name of the game. White folks do that all the time. Asian folks do that all the time. They work either, if they're going to work for anybody, they're going to work for each other. And if they got to work for white folks, they really just getting in there, getting the game until they save up enough to get off the plantation. And last but not least, you got to be militant, family. You got to start having a militant type approach, a militant type mindset, family. You have to arm yourself. Like I said earlier, strategies of war. You should have 3 calibers of guns. You should have a gun. You should have a pistol. You should have a rifle and a shotgun. 3 levels of guns. You need to be going at least once a month as a family to the range. You have to have a military mind of thinking. Okay? Military mind of thinking. And I know I can tell our brother does, because our brother Kyrie said, listen, man, I already knew this was coming. See, when you reach a certain level of success, when you start becoming an entertainer, athlete, you already know the hatred, the attack's going to come. You already know that. That's part of the game. Okay? That's part of the game. You have to be ready on all fronts, though, to approach these attacks, to be victorious. Okay? What's the sense of having knowledge of self if you can't defend yourself? That's the first rule. What's the sense of acquiring all these assets if you can't defend it? These are things we have to continue to push forward, because it is the fear of the Kyrie Irvings of the world, the so-called Hotepper, the so-called conscious black man, woman, and child, that rattles white supremacy. It rattles white supremacy, because when you're conscious, you realize how much of the idea of white supremacy is actual fraud. Okay? You see it for what it is. This is why they have always feared the Kyries of the world, the so-called Hotepper, the so-called woke individual, because that individual they cannot control, family. That individual they cannot control. Said you just invested into reach. Yeah, man, make your investments. It don't cost nothing, family. And when I say investments, a lot of people, you ain't got to have Kyrie money. Go look at, family. Go look at what Bitcoin was at 2 years ago, 1 year ago. Go look at what it was at. Go look at what Apple stock was at. All of y'all got damn iPhones. See, it's about a mindset. Once you get into that conscious mindset, see, I have a producer or owner's type mindset. I'm not the richest man in the world by any stretch of the imagination. I'm your everyday brother Chase, but I have an owner or producer's mindset. My thing is, if I go to the store and buy an Apple, I'm going to also take the extras, the little proceeds, and invest it into Apple stock. But a lot of us, we got every new iPhone, but no new Apple stock. Huh? You just bought that Microsoft computer, but you ain't investing in Microsoft. Go look at where Microsoft was when you bought that computer stock-wise, and see what percentage it has went up. Okay? You ordering shit off Amazon every damn day. Your ass ain't never thought to buy some Amazon stock. It's a mindset, family. Once you get out that slave mindset that I'm just a worker, I'm just a consumer, I'm the Stephen A. Smiths of the world. When somebody pay me a lot of money, that means they own me. I have to be loyal to them. I can't do what I want. When they say jump, I got to jump now. When they say take a stab, I got to take a stab. When they say buck my eyes, I got to buck them. Once you get out of that mindset and get into a producer and consumer mindset, we're going to be all right. Trust me. Trust me. That's what our ancestors had. See, we sit around here and we look at our ancestors a lot of times, and a lot of us think they were weak and docile. Our ancestors were better off than we are today. Let's be real. Let's be real. We traded actual tangibles, actual black Wall Streets, black banks, black hospitals for symbolism, for the right to vote. And you ain't doing nothing but voting for white supremacy all over again, because both parties are 2 veins on the same snake. Jim Crow Joe is proving that to you now. He's done nothing for you. Okay? Nothing for you. But force you and mandate you to get the damn stab. That was your gift. You dig? So it's real out here, family. Yeah, somebody just put in there, but my brother Tim Howard, Bitcoin's at 61,000 now. When I graduated high school, family, I graduated high school in 2013. Bitcoin was the price of some cookies. I believe Bitcoin was $2. It was $2. Ethereum was like 10 cents. Ethereum is now $3,830. Excuse me, $3,830. Okay? It's a mindset thing. How long y'all been hearing about Bitcoin? How long you been hearing about these assets, knowing you need multiple streams of income before you go get them? Before you go get them. The reason why our brother Kyrie can do what he's doing now is because, trust me, he has a producer and owner mindset. And you have to have that if you're going to be a man. You have to have that if you're going to be a man. Our ancestors had that. They said, nigga, listen, I'm going to sacrifice my little labor now. Yeah, I do this little sharecropping, but I'm stacking my coins because I'm going to buy these 2 acres across the street. That's what you're supposed to do. Yeah, man. Yeah, cut off money from HBCUs, and a lot of these Negroes, they're looking, they bucking their eye and that, Lord, I can't believe Joe Biden, he cut off their money. You dumb Negro, he had no plans of giving it to you in the first place. Okay? Hit that like button, family. Hit that like button for me, subscribe, hit that bell icon, put a thumbs up if you loving the content. We're going to be on the YouTube from now on, but you know I got to speak truth to power, so your brother might not be on the YouTube long, because you know they always find a way to get me off. You dig? I'm still banned from going live on Instagram, and you can probably see why. Because your brother, I got to speak truth, family. As a man, I got to speak truth. I'm not no tough guy. I'm not no rah-rah guy. I'm just a everyday black man, okay? Who's speaking truth to power like all of us should. Okay? See, the talk that we're talking right now, what Kyrie is doing, it shouldn't be foreign. It shouldn't be surprising, family. But that shows you the condition of our people now. We're not even used to seeing black people stand up and say, nah, man, I'm not taking that bullshit. I just don't want to take it. I just don't want to take it. You dig? See, that should be normal everyday behavior. That shouldn't even make the news. That shouldn't even make the news. But we're so used to bending over and being spineless, especially our black athletes and entertainers, that we're not used to that type of shit. Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm still banned from going live on Instagram, which is all love. And actually, you know, I was speaking to Baba Kaba. Shout out to Baba Kaba. You know, he told me that's a great honor, and it truly is. It truly is. That's a great honor to be banned from Instagram Live, because they're proving that they can't deal with the truth. Because if I was telling lies, just come out and debunk the lies. Just come out and debunk the lies. Okay? But they never do that. If all this was conspiracy theory that we so-called hoteppers and woke people talk about, just come out and debunk the lies and let the people see it for what it is. But they don't do that. They got to silence you. They got to hush you up. That's a great honor. When people have to resort to childish-like behavior to shut you up. That's something the child do. Man, just shut up. That's something children do. So what a great honor. Yeah, shout out to Miss Brown Skinback. She said, what a time to be alive. Absolutely. Absolutely, family. I'm loving it. We live in life. We are seeing the awakening of many of our athletes. You dig? Because see, one thing the white man did when he unleashed that internet. See, the internet, we're in the information era right now, family. Change is gonna come. Remember, Baba Kaba told you there has been no white civilization that has really surpassed 500 years. We're at about 400 to 500 years now with the United States. White people can't last that long. They can't. Too destructive. They live on too much falsehoods. They tell too many lies, and eventually it's gonna come back and bite them in the ass. They can't control that internet. No matter how much censoring they do, they can't control it. This is why we got to continue to speak truth, because now we starting to reach the brothers like Kyrie. Kyrie, like I said, hanging out with 19 Keys. I'm sure he's been in touch with Brother Reza. We get in touch with our brothers who were once untouchable. See, it used to be a time when athletes, they got into a certain sphere where you couldn't touch them no more. They were living with the white folks. They were doing X, Y, and Z. But now our athletes, our brothers, they're touchable now. and they getting that information on a higher level, and they moving different, and it's scaring them. That type of shit is scaring them, family. So we got to keep it 100. We got to keep it real. Absolutely. You said Reese's on page 6. Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? They deleted my IG once, but then I won the appeal to get it back because they just couldn't tell a good enough lie. You did. So that was back. When was that? Back in 2019. I won my page back. And ever since then, I've been, getting shadow banned and stuff like that. But that, that's just part of the game. That's just part of the game. But let me answer some questions. Y'all got some questions, family? Let me chop it up with the family and answer some questions. Anything else you want to talk about? Family, make sure while y'all putting the questions in the comment section. Hold on, let me get a squig. Make sure you go get the Voice of the Ancestors series. Voice of the Ancestors, volume 1, 2, and 3. Miss Brown Skin Baddie got hers the other day. Shout out to that beautiful sister. She got hers. Make sure you get your hard copy of the Knowledge, Wisdom, and Information. Because if we're going to be serious about the revolution, family, we have to start reading. Because understand, my YouTube page can be cut off tomorrow. Okay? Connor at YouTube, who's working at YouTube Studios, Connor can say, I don't like the way Chase talks. Cut me off. And all the knowledge, wisdom, and information I didn't put on the YouTube is gone. I want you to get the hard copy of the information. Get the hard copy of the information, family. Yes, indeed. Yeah, Ms. Ryan said 400 years is up. Yes, indeed. 400 years is up. Remember, we hold the dominant traits. See, the recessive traits don't really even last too long. Recessive traits don't last too long. They have to return back to the original or die off. That's just reality. That's Mendel's law. Okay, you can't even get recessives without the dominant. And recessives eventually die off. Even the albino animals understand that, listen, I'm unique, but I can't stay like this forever. I got to return back to the original. So they go get the normal color, or the blackest animal they can find. The albino gorilla goes to get the blackest gorilla he can find. Okay? So he said, listen, I can't survive like this. This is recessive. Even animals know that. Plants know that. You dig? Their time is almost up. Yeah, you said they got rid of your page completely, man. I'm not surprised, man. I'm not surprised at all. I'm not surprised at all, family. They're always doing little stuff. But like I said, that's a great honor. That's a great honor. And that's why we put out the books. Because, see, they can never cancel that book that I got behind me. The hard copies are already out there. Okay? The hard copies are already out there. They tried to do that with our brother George G.M. James. Brother George G.M. James, he worked, I believe, at Arkansas Pine Bluff. He was a master teacher historian, I believe, in the 50s at Arkansas Pine Bluff. That brother put out a book called Stolen Legacy. I might have it on the shelf behind me. Do I have Stolen Legacy up here? Let me see. I don't think it's on this shelf. Wait, I might have. Hold on, let me see. Yep, this is it right here. Our brother George G.M. James put out a book called Stolen Legacy. He got murdered for this book. They took this book off the shelf. George G.M. James was murdered for this book, for revealing what is said according to Dr. Ben, those Masonic secrets that they talk about in these white Masonic lodges. The truth. He was murdered for this book. But at the end of the day, a few books of his survived. And it wasn't until the great ancestor Asa Hilliard put out the reprints of it that we got it today. See, you can't kill that book because somebody gonna have that motherfucker. Amazon can take my book off right now. They can say, listen, man, nobody can print the book no more. That's fine. Somebody got the book out there. Miss Brown Skin Baddie got her copy. She can reprint it. We got the copies, okay? It's hard to cancel that book. Our ancestors understood that. When you write something down, when you publish it, our ancestors put the shit in stone. They say, listen, we putting these hieroglyphics in stone. Wait, hold on. Y'all said it. I'm freezing. Let me see. Hold on. Am I freezing, family? Hold on. I'm getting too heavy. I'm getting too heavy. Am I good, family? Let me check my stuff. Am I good, family? Somebody said I'm freezing. I wouldn't be surprised. That's just part of the game. You did. That's just a part of the game. But yeah, like I was saying, let me get the story out real quick. Our ancestors knew the importance of writing stuff in stone, family. And because J.A. Rogers read this book, you have a brother like myself. You have an Asa Hilliard. You did. You have a Baba Kaba who introduced. Baba Kaba was able to write. Let me see if it's up here. This is the legend of it. See, our master teacher Baba Kaba, he was able to write the Shabaka stone because George G.M. James sacrificed his life and put the Memphite theology out here. Baba Kaba said that was very influential. But he sacrificed his life, and then you got the Shabaka stone, a terrific book. Terrific book. And we got the Shabaka stone because our great ancestor Shabaka wrote it in stone. That's why it's called the Shabaka stone. Shabaka put that, and it survived thousands of years. You got to go get you some books, family. You dig? I know some people still ain't going to listen. They going to steal, man. I don't like to read, man. I don't like to read, man. Listen, man, you better get your knowledge up. Man, y'all better get the hard copy of the information. I'm not just talking about history books. You need to get military books. You need The Art of War in your house. You need Sun Tzu, The Art of War. You need 48 Laws of Power. These are things that are going to be universally accepted for thousands of years. You need this. You need this. Okay, family? We got to get back right. Somebody put a question. Okay. My brother Ashan Lou. Shout out to my brother Ashan Lou. Been supporting a while, bro. Shout out to that good brother. Somebody said, how do you feel about white supremacists calling us racist? Hilarious. 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 That's it. You don't even entertain that. You get you a good laugh out of that, my brother, and you keep it pushing. Okay, see, a big part of white supremacy is getting you to waste your time arguing about bullshit. Shit that they don't even believe. This is why I had a white supremacist come to my page the other day, man. The Egyptians were white, not black. Matumbo, you have been blocked. Get the fuck off my page. I'm not even finna argue no stupid shit like that. When a white supremacist tries to say reverse racism or blacks are the real racists, don't even argue with them. Put on your Dikembe Mutombo jersey. All my NBA fans, you know who Dikembe Mutombo is. Okay? Led the NBA in blocks. Block their ass. Don't entertain it. Don't argue with them. Because a big part of white supremacy is getting you to run in circles and waste your damn time talking about nothing. To keep you from researching and studying and to revealing more truths. Okay? So don't even entertain that, my brother. Will you do a documentary film on Voice of the Ancestors? I'm getting into the film industry next year. That's for sure. I want to get into Hollywood films because I feel like that will be more impactful for our people. So what I want to do is I want to take some of the history that I put in the Voice of the Ancestors series and turn it into Hollywood films. Now, I'm probably going to have to start off with short films because I want to do it independently. And of course, I don't have the $100 million budget of a Black Panther to put out just a marquee Hollywood film. So I'm going to have to start off with short films. But nonetheless, we're going to get into the film industry that way. It's not going to be in a documentary form, though, yet. It's not going to be in a documentary form. I think we got a lot of brilliant brothers doing a lot of great things as far as documentaries go. So I'm going to let them have that right now. But we're going to take a lot of stories from there. We're going to create Voice of the Ancestors Productions. Yeah, they're going to take a lot of the stories from this book. We're going to see some of the John Horses. Okay, Hannibal. Okay. We're going to see some of those immortals out of India. These were the Black immortals who were Ethiopian soldiers who defeated the Spartans. In the movie 300, if you watch the movie 300, they talk about the immortals who were the greatest fighters in Asia. The immortals were real, but the immortals weren't these monsters that they made them look like in the film. These were Black Ethiopians who were some of the greatest fighters ever. They were called the immortals because they said, motherfucker, we can't touch these people. They live forever. They're immortal. That's how good they were with the fighting. Okay? Doing stories on the Nubian archers, doing stories on Nzinga. I see Netflix is finally coming out with Queen Amina. Shout out to Netflix for doing that. Yeah, Netflix is trying to do a little something. Hopefully they ain't whitewashed it now. Hopefully they don't throw no LGBTQ shit, some unnecessary shit in there, but we'll see. But we got to get these stories out here, man. We got to get these stories. So I definitely want to hit the Hollywood films. Let's see. Somebody said, have you read the book of Obsidian? I believe that is. No, I have not read that book yet. I have to keep that in mind. I have not read that book yet. What I do is I start buying so many books. This is just one of my mini bookshelves. But I be buying so many books and I never get around to reading them. So I've been trying to manage that this year. That was one of my goals for 2021. You dig? I buy no more than 10 books at a time. No more than 10 books at a time. Because if I buy, I get on Amazon or a bookstore, black bookstore, and start buying 50, 60 books. You dig? And then I'm just overwhelmed with them. So yeah, I have to keep that one. I had to put that on the list. Would you like to do a collaboration with Brother Tariq? Absolutely. Absolutely. That would be an honor. You did. That's somebody who brought me into the knowledge, so with the Hidden Color series. Somebody said, just bought it. Any other suggestions? What do you mean by suggestions? Are you talking about books? If you're talking about books, of course, you got to get the Voice of the Ancestors series. Voice of the Ancestors, volume 1, 2, and 3. You can see it behind me on my right. You got to get it, okay? Very simplistic to read, but very detailed and advanced with the knowledge, wisdom, and information. Besides my books, I would start off, if you're a beginner level, I would start off with the Carter G. Woodson's, The Miseducation of the Negro. Great book, very simplistic. To get your morale up, regardless of how you feel, Get the Message to the Black Man by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Great book. Now, I'm not religious, I'm not part of the NOI, but great book for self-esteem. Great book for self-esteem. There's another book called Black People Invented Everything. Another great book. Make sure you get that. Get our brother, our master teacher's book, Anthony Browder, The Browder Files. Another terrific book. Dr. Ben's. What is Dr. Ben's book? The African Origins of Major Western Religions. I haven't read that one in a while. I got it around here somewhere. Haven't read it in a while, but that's a great book. I remember that being a terrific book. Also, remember, I'm talking about knowledge of self, economics, and military science. On an economics level, I want you guys to read Multiple Streams of Income by Robert G. Allen. Great book. Great book. Multiple Streams of Income by Robert G. Allen. Great book. Just going to get your mindset right. Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. Get your mindset right. Because like I said, the big thing is mindset, family. It's not hard. It's not hard. How long y'all been hearing about Bitcoin but still ain't invested? And I ain't saying you got to throw your house. I ain't saying you got to put up your house rent for it. That'll be stupid. But put $10 a week in it. Put $5 a week if that's all you can afford. It's about a mindset. These books are going to get you into the right mindset. Having your money work for you. Okay? Also, another great book, How to Make Money in Stocks, William O'Neill. The Can Slim Investment Strategy. Great strategy. Great strategy. Very simplistic strategy. Okay? Those are your economic books. 3 economic books. Let me give you 3 military books. The Art of War. Sun Tzu, of course. Okay? 48 Laws of Power. And let's see what I want to give you for the last one. I would say, I don't really hear people read The Irritated Genie. The Irritated Genie. Okay, a story of Zizek Dessalines. Great military book. Great military book. Get you in that mindset. One of our greatest military generals of all time. You dig? One of our greatest military generals of all time. Get that book. Study that book. How he was moving, how he was thinking. The Irritated Genie. You dig? So let me see. Somebody said, no, Ethiopia was never colonized. That's why we got to get into the film industry. Family, we have so many terrific stories. It's not even funny. And that's the beautiful thing about our history. Our history, we have the most history of any other group of people, yet it's the least told. We have the most history, let me say that again, of any other group of people, yet it's the least told. Okay? I want to do a story, a Hollywood film on Yasuka out of the animation form, because they've done some animation forms and stuff like that, but I don't want us to seem childish in the realm of fantasy. Okay? Yasuka, the black samurai out of Japan. Okay? Duma. This was a man, Duma. He brought in Buddhism and Kung Fu into China. This was a black man out of India. Okay? He brought in Buddhism and Kung Fu into China. These are stories we need to know. We need to know the stories of Malik Ambar, ferocious on the seas, out of India. Ferocious on the seas. He introduced some of that early levels of guerrilla warfare. We need movies on Betty Mason, one of the grandmothers of LA. We need stories on Robert, oh man, what's my brother's name? Vicente Guerrero. I said Robert. Vicente Guerrero. I was thinking about somebody else. Vicente Guerrero, the first president of Mexico who ended enslavement. Black man. Okay? Black man. We need these stories. Hell, we need to redo Columbus. I'm cool with Columbus movies, but let's redo Columbus. Let's redo some of these stories of these early English explorers, and let's make an accurate depiction of how they said the people looked. Okay? Because Columbus told you that the natives told him that black-skinned people had came from the east trading in gold-tipped spears, and when he took these gold-tipped spears, he sent them back to Spain, and they were microscopically tested. They were found to be identical to the ones forged in West Africa. We need to know these stories. We need to know these stories. Let's do a story. If we want to do the realm of fantasy, let's do the story of Queen Khalifa. Okay? Who California, the Moorish queen who California is named after. If we want to go in the realm of fantasies, let's do a story of Ogun. We technically already seen the story of Ogun because the Disney takes our shit and portrays it and whitewashes it. But let's do Ogun, the Orisha, the god of war. Okay? We gotta get real on this. We got to get real on this. So many movies. I'm so excited to get into the film industry next year. You know, I'm coming unapologetic, man. I'm ready for the opportunity to get a lot of foundational Black American actors an opportunity to show what they got on the big screen. So I'm very excited. Yeah, man. Very, very excited. Said Netflix put the movie Sankofa on its platform, and it's an awesome and powerful, great. I haven't seen Sankofa. Sankofa. What is that about? I haven't seen Sankofa. I might have to watch that on Netflix. Sankofa. I have to check that out. Would you collaborate with O'Shea Duke Jackson? Shout out to O'Shea Duke Jackson. I'm cool with collaborating with anybody. I don't want to collaborate too much now, because I still want to keep my own personal identity and things of that nature. I'm cool with collaborating with anybody, man. Have you seen the African Diaspora News channel on YouTube? I've heard of that before. I probably have. Yeah, ISIS Papers, another great book. Yeah. Woke but Not Broke, Billy Carson. Why should white guys have all the fun? That's another class one. You dig? Now, I don't know Billy Carson. Yeah, man, but we got so much knowledge, wisdom, and information, family. So much, man. It's like I say, I'm very excited to get into that. Make sure, family, if you haven't already, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell notification. Okay? Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell notification. It's on us, family. It's on us, family. We're in a beautiful time right now. We're in the information era. The information is out there. What are we going to do with it? How are we going to act upon it? We can't sit up here and say that, oh, we didn't know, we were ignorant to it. Your brother Chase is telling you the Democrats and Republicans ain't shit. Ain't no excuse for you to vote for the next 30 years if they're not doing anything for you, specifically for your group. If they ain't talking reparations for foundational Black Americans, fuck them. We can't say you didn't know. Can't say I was naive. Okay? See, we used to live in an era where our ancestors didn't have the access to the information. They didn't know the result. Hell, so many of them had never voted before. So I'm not mad at them for voting for them. They had to see what it was. They had to break down some type of barrier. I'm not mad at them for that. But their descendants, their grandchildren, we see now. We can't go down the same route. We ain't making the same mistake. It's time, family. It's time to make the moves, man. It's time to make those moves, family. The price of freedom on all fronts is death. The price of freedom is death, family. Understand me when I say that. You did say Philip Scott. Yeah, I know that show. I know that show. The African Diaspora News. I definitely know that show. But listen, family. How about Nicole's View? I've never heard of Nicole's View either. I've never heard of. Like I said, I really don't do too much social. I'm really in books a lot of times. I come and post what I'm gonna post on the Instagram page. I come and do the YouTube. So that's it. I'm really in books. I'm really studying in books. I'm at the gym. I'm outside. I'm an outdoor person. You dig? And stuff like that. But I'm really not watching much Netflix or on YouTube looking at videos like that. Unless it's for like, okay, finding something to post on the page that I think would be good for the knowledge. Yeah, man. Yeah, I have seen the original Roots. You dig? And I seen the new Roots that History Channel put out a while back. But yeah, family, I'm about to get off here real quick, man. Y'all enjoy y'all Friday night, but be strategic at the same time. Operate in the spaces of knowledge of self, economics, and military science. Make sure that you're standing on your morals and your principles. Man, I love all the family. Stay safe out here, but also stay dangerous. Okay? Stay safe, avoid altercations, avoid certain events that you don't want to put yourself in, but also stay dangerous, meaning keep that burner on you at all times. Ladies too, my queens too. Keep that burn on you at all times. There's an epidemic of Black women going missing around the country. Ladies, I need you to start keeping that heater with you. 9mm, shawty. Okay? That needs to be your second man. Keep them with you at all times. Fellas, the same thing goes for you. We ain't looking for no smoke, but we prepared for it at all times. Okay? Be clear on that, because we don't have no police to defend us. We ain't got nobody to look out for us. We got to look out for ourselves. So it's your brother Chase. Salute to the family. Hit that like button before you leave. Hit the notification, subscribe. Click that link down below. Go get the Voice of the Ancestor series. And until next time, you know what it is, man. Peace and Black power. See y'all next Friday at 8. I'm out.